Yeah, I've wished those guys that couldn't play in the game tonight because of the COVID. Good luck and getting back soon. As a competitor, you always want to play against teams at full strength. Um, Coach Krieger's such a pro; he won't make it into an excuse or anything. Next man up, but obviously, we just wish those guys the best and hope they get back soon. Obviously, a defensive battle. I think kind of an ugly game in some ways, but a beautiful game in others. Two teams really defending at a high level. To hold, two Big 12 teams, 33% shooting on both sides. There's a lot of really good defense going down. Obviously, shots weren't falling for either teams, but I think you got to give both defensive units a lot of credit. So both teams, good defense tonight. I thought our guys did a good job in the second half, not settling and getting to that free throw line. I think really that was the difference in the game, our ability to get to the free throw line in the second half. We had a low turnover in the second half, and we were able to just get to the free throw line just enough to win a close game. But a lot of respect for Oklahoma and coach and those players. That 5-game winning streak was one of the best runs I've seen in the Big 12, and I'm sure they'll bounce back and start another run. For our guys, it feels good to be 1-0 in February. It's always our goal to play our best basketball as March nears, and I thought tonight was a good start for us, especially defensively.
All right, we'll start with Bill.
Yeah, Coach. On a night where Mac McClung wasn't able to get his offense going, what does it say about your team that you were still able to notch a win over a top 10 opponent?
Well, I thought we played great defense. Mac's one guy on our team, and it's got a big role, but it's not like we're going to forfeit the game if one of our best players can't make a shot. So I thought Mac did a good job not forcing. I thought he calmed down and took care of the ball after kind of a rough start. And he had the courage to get downhill late and get to the free throw line. A lot of good individual performances in this game, even though the stat sheet is kind of rough to look at with shooting percentages. How about Tariq, 8 rebounds and 2 blocks? How about Clarence playing with confidence, helping us on both ends of the floor? So as we continue to get contributions from different guys, I think our team can continue to kind of trend in the right direction.
All right, here we go. Let's go to Joe Yeager. Got a question? Joe?
Yeah, Coach. How important is it when you're playing a really tough competitive game like this to not surrender the lead? Because there were a couple of times there about midway through the second half where Oklahoma had a chance to take the lead, but you didn't give it up.
Yeah, those are big possessions. I mean, all Big 12 games are games of runs. I know I looked up there and we were up 10 and thought we could have maybe separated a little bit. Next thing you know, you're up 2. And, maybe a timeout should have been called in there, but you got the crowd going and got a lot of confidence in our players. And, you need to hold those timeouts late if you're playing against an Oklahoma well-coached team. So, but I thought, the last run of the game was the most important. Unfortunately for us, we made it. Whenever we play teams that have great one-on-one players, we do everything we can to try to stay out of one-possession games, because that this team like Harmon has the ability to come down and hit a game-winning shot, and just like Reeves and other guys in our league. So I thought we had just enough cushion tonight where, we didn't get into a must-score, must-stop situation.
And my last question, who gets the game ball for this one?
I think, Urick did a great job with the scouting report. I thought whenever your team executes a defensive game plan like that, you got to give a lot of credit to the game plan. Urick does a great job. Coach Adams architects a lot of things on the defensive side of the ball. And so I think the staff contributed to this tough, kind of gutsy February win. I've already mentioned 2 great performances from guys, Clarence and Reek. And obviously some other guys played big in big minutes. But, I sure am proud of Clarence, running his own race. A guy's got a toughness and a poise and a patience to him that, my opinion of him's never wavered. He's going to be a really, really good player. He's getting a little bit of an opportunity now and taking the most of it.
Carlos, a couple questions?
Coach, you've already mentioned Clarence, but what made you feel like he was going to make and play a factor in this game, and how big was he, as you've already mentioned, in terms of just getting you guys back into an offense, scoring some scoring some threes and a layup and kind of getting you guys back into the flow?
Well, I've always had a lot of confidence in Clarence. It's just, in college basketball, we live in a world with instant gratification. Everybody wants it quickly, and those of us that know how to win, those of us that know how to compete, you got to run your own race, and that's what Clarence is doing. Played some good minutes for us as a freshman. He's just continued to get better. So I've always had confidence in Buzo and Clarence and Vlad and all these guys. Just it's the reality of college basketball. Got 13 scholarship players. Most teams play 7 or 8. We can play 9 or 10, and guys just have to be ready when their number's called. But Clarence works. Tomorrow's an off day around here, but I promise you Clarence will be in the facility by 8 or 9 a.m. He'll put in 2 or 3 hours tomorrow in the gym, the film room, the weight room, the training room. Clarence is a guy that gets it. He's got a long-term goal in basketball, and he works every day to get there. I'm really happy for Buzo and Clarence, and Vlad's right there as well. Our young guys have continued to fight, and they're helping us win games in February, so that's pretty cool from a coaching standpoint.
All right, Eric Kelly, and that'll finish us up.
Coach, 2 quick questions for you. First one, three-point defense had been an issue in the past stretch of games, but what did you guys do well in that area to hold them under 30%?
Without watching the tape, I couldn't tell you that. I know Oklahoma had some shots tonight they normally make. I think we were fortunate. Oklahoma's not going to go 6 for 22 in many games. I do think you got to give some of our guys credit for contesting shots and making it tough. When we play against Manic, it's always about shots attempted because we know he's going to make shots. So we were focused on him for the most part with a couple of mistakes. But I think we had an awareness tonight, a willingness to play defense. Did a good job, not fouling in big moments. But certainly big part of this game is making shots. And I know from Oklahoma's standpoint, if they come in here and go, 12 for 22, this is a little bit different feel on this press conference right now. So we've been on both ends of these. You just got to keep giving yourselves a chance. And tonight, especially on the defensive end, we gave ourselves a chance to protect our home floor against, in my opinion, one of the top 10 teams in college basketball, Oklahoma.
Obviously, a lot of what we see in terms of highlights and all of that are step-back jumpers and big dunks. But what do you love about a 57-52 game?
Well, I like that we're 57 and they're 52. I like winning. The post-game meal is going to taste better. The shower will feel better tonight. Tomorrow, people will not be honking at me on the Marcia Sharp. They'll be waving. Carlos won't pop off in the paper about us. I mean, it's going to be really positive after we win. We love wins. Coach Knight said frog today, Prince tomorrow. ABA coach George Tuttle told me, peacock today, feather duster tomorrow. In this life of athletics, you're only, as good as your last game. So I like winning. I really like winning. I try to do everything I can every day of the year to win, and I really like winning. Carlos, please don't pop off at us, man.
Yeah, this is for both of y'all. Obviously, kind of a defensive battle tonight. For you guys, when the offense isn't going as much as you want to, how much does that allow you guys to kind of embrace the defensive side of the ball and really win it then?
With our team, we try to focus on embracing, on the defensive end, regardless if the shots is falling or not. So, tonight it was no different. We were just trying to make sure on the defensive end that we competed every possession.
And then, Kevin, for you again, then, what do you guys think you did well on the defensive side of the ball? Because there were a couple games in a row where I know you guys weren't happy with the defensive execution. So what kind of changed tonight?
Just late, knowing the scouting report and just trying to, execute on that aspect, and then just competing every time, talking to each other and just working on defense the whole night and not taking possessions off.
All right, Carlos, you got a question?
Kevin, can you speak to what Clarence was able to do early in the first half? I know Coach Beard always talks about answering the bell. What did he do to get you guys going, especially like Eric was talking about, we had those scoring slumps?
Oh, yeah, he's been working his butt off, every night. He's in the gym, and, he's a grinder. And tonight, we all know what Clarence can do to our team, and he came in tonight and gave us a huge spark, and he played well.
Terrence, for you in that second half, I know the last couple of games you seemed to turn it on. Did you just feel like you were just more aggressive, or did you see something that made you feel like, oh, I can get something here if I try?
Honestly, just went through the flow in the game. Obviously, Kev making big time plays, he kept us in the game, but coach went with me a couple of times, and I found my rhythm, and I just happened to make plays.
Last one from me, Terrence. When you had those 2 free throws, what was going through your head? And obviously, when you made them, I guess what was going through your head?
That is cash.
Any other questions? Anybody have their hand up or wave at the camera? If you can't use it, you'll like. Eric Kelly, we're back to you. Finish it up for the players.
Yeah, Kevin, off of that question, when you have a tough shooting night and you get that one in the corner, I think up 7, was it? In your mind, where does that confidence come from to, even if you've missed a couple before, to step up with confidence and hit that corner 3 in a big moment?
Just all the work I put in, just being in the gym all the time, hard work gonna pay off. I'm a firm believer in that, and even if I was off all night, I still got confidence that I'm gonna hit the shot.
All right, Nathan, one more question. I see you have your hand up.
Terrence, you guys have been in a few of these close games against good competition at home, haven't been able to kind of eke them out. What was different in this one, and how is it to kind of get that weight off your shoulders that you were able to pull it out this time?
So against Baylor and West Virginia, we didn't execute at the end of the game, and the teams they scored over 90% against us in the last 8 minutes of the game, and Beard emphasized our defense, and he said we need to pick it up and be competitive. And I feel like our last 2 games we fought and we stayed together and we got stops, and that led to us winning.
All right, guys. We'll be right back with Coach Beard. Appreciate it.